NordVPN, Surfshark, Proton VPN, and Mullvad are all top VPN picks, but they're not really interchangeable. Two lean into maximum transparency, the other two combine privacy with versatility. So let's break it all down in this best VPN comparison. Let's start with security. No surprise here, all four best VPN candidates have the security basics down to a T. There's modern encryption to keep your browsing data hidden from outside eyes, and no logs policies, confirmed by external audits. Although I have to give a nod to NordVPN here, as its audit track record is the most consistent. But there's one major divide in this VPN comparison, and that comes down from whether each of these four providers falls into the open versus closed source VPN camp. Mullvad and Proton are open source. They publish their full code so anyone can inspect it at any time and suggest improvements. Surfshark and NordVPN are closed source, which is not inherently a bad thing. You're just putting more trust into their security team to keep things safe. However, they do release quarterly transparency reports. Plus, NordVPN's Linux app recently went open source, so you are able to peek inside. NordVPN, Surfshark, and Mullvad also run on RAM-based servers, which basically can't retain data. Proton opted for fully encrypted servers instead, but honestly, that makes sense. Since you can literally look into their code, the server type matters a lot less. And on top of that, Proton was founded by scientists from CERN and belongs to a nonprofit foundation, so its privacy and security backbone is really solid. Now, Surfshark and Mullvad reside in countries that are members of the 14 Eyes Alliance, and while I often hear that flagged as a potential concern, since both VPNs have confirmed no logs policies and RAM-based servers, there isn't even any user data available for them to share. Also, Mullvad takes things a step further. With Mullvad, you can create an account without any personal info, and it supports anonymous payment methods, so you can literally send cash by mail. So yeah, each VPN will make sure your data is yours alone. But Mullvad is the best anonymous VPN due to anonymous signup, and Proton is one of the best open source VPN options with a clear commitment to privacy. That said, these are really hardcore privacy choices. For most people, NordVPN and Surfshark cover everything you need. No logs, solid privacy, and servers that literally can't retain data. Now, whichever VPN you're leaning towards, keep in mind that you can save a few bucks with my exclusive discount deals. I left the latest ones in the description below. However, making a choice based on security alone can leave you disappointed in other areas, like when a VPN cuts your internet speed way more than you'd expect. And that's why our research team ran performance tests in a few different countries, the US, UK, and Australia, to see how each VPN fares, both when the server is near and when the connection has to be reached across the globe. Our baseline is usually around 940 megabytes per second in most cases, and the VPNs didn't impact it that much. All four VPNs are plenty fast for casual browsing, but NordVPN did outperform the others, which was already confirmed by independent West Coast Labs testing, but it's nice to see that the results line up. The main reason NordVPN is such a fast VPN is that it doesn't use the default WireGuard protocol version like the other VPNs here. Instead, it relies on the proprietary NordLynx protocol, which is an upgraded version. Both Surfshark and Proton VPN have also made connection improvements. Proton relies on its VPN accelerator, which optimizes the connection, and meanwhile Surfshark has Everlink, which focuses on stability. Now, comparing Mullvad versus NordVPN, Mullvad is really on the opposite end here. It doesn't prioritize performance since its main focus is anonymity. Still, they could improve in this area for sure. Mullvad also has a small server pool, so the servers are slower due to being more crowded. The other three options in this best VPN comparison have much bigger server pools. But for the most global coverage, choose between NordVPN versus Proton VPN. They cover the most spots around the globe. Sadly, I found out the hard way that Mullvad is also the outlier when it comes to streaming. Most servers are easily recognized as VPNs and blocked, so it's a lot more trial and error, mostly error. But again, I can't really compare Proton, Nord, or Surfshark versus Mullvad in this area since it's just not built for streaming. As for the other three VPNs, they all handled a wide range of streaming platforms smoothly, and I only needed to do minimal troubleshooting. Torrenting is solid across the board. All four VPNs support P2P traffic, but here Proton VPN goes a step further with port forwarding, which improves both the connection speed and stability, which is what sets this provider apart for me in this Proton VPN versus Mullvad comparison. I see a lot of people online recommending Proton for torrenting. Overall, when it comes to VPN performance as a whole, in my experience, NordVPN is the fastest and most versatile, with great speeds and no problems when streaming or torrenting. So if you want a great all-arounder, you can grab it through this QR code or check the links in the description for all 4 VPNs. But what about features and usability? Well, let's go through each app for a proper VPN comparison. If we take a look at the NordVPN app, this is their new Windows UI. You can probably tell why it's so easy to recommend to most people. The app is intuitive and full of actually useful features, like Threat Protection Pro, which blocks ads, trackers, and actual malware, since it can scan your downloads for anything suspicious. I have it set up to work even when I'm not connected to a VPN server. I also recommend checking out the Dark Web Monitor. It notifies you about personal data leaks. Now, Surfshark also has a beginner-friendly UI. My favorite feature is still their Clean Web Ad and Tracker Blocker. I found that it works the best if I have it on in the app and then also in the Surfshark browser extension. Then I pretty much forget what ads look like. But in general, Surfshark moves beyond just basic VPN capabilities towards a cybersecurity bundle. With the Surfshark One plan, you also get a full-on antivirus, which has been tested by independent researchers with great results. There's also a data breach alert feature, a no tracking search engine, and the alternative ID tool for you to create a fake online persona to use instead of your real details. Meanwhile, Proton VPN focuses on providing serious privacy-enhancing features. For example, Secure Core routes the connection through 2 servers, one of which is always owned and protected by Proton for an extra anonymity layer. There's also Tor over VPN, which gives you access to the Tor network directly through the app. These features will probably be a bit overkill for general users, but they aren't complicated, just like the rest of the app. But it provides good basics too, like a permanent kill switch to prevent your IP from leaking in case the VPN disconnects. With Mullvad, there really isn't much else I can highlight, but that's very much by design. They keep their app very simple, which is what most privacy-focused people are after. That said, it still covers basics like split tunneling or multi-hop for the double VPN functionality. Each VPN has a pretty clear identity here. NordVPN focuses on everyday usability with added security features. Surfshark stands out with a broader cybersecurity package. Proton focuses on privacy features. Meanwhile, Mullvad is all about simplicity. But there's always one more very important aspect to consider: pricing. Mullvad is the only one with a flat €5 rate, which is about $6 right now, and while that may be a cheap VPN for a couple months, that price really adds up over time. It also only covers 5 simultaneous connections. If you want the most affordable long-term option, check out Surfshark. Even the bundle plans with cybersecurity tools are impressively priced, and there's no device limit. NordVPN and Proton VPN each allow up to 10 devices, and their prices, although still affordable, are a little higher. However, NordVPN offers several plan options based on the extra features you need, so you can go basic with just their VPN, or invest in extra protection like Threat Protection Pro and the NordPass Password Manager, which would cost much more to get separately. Proton VPN offers a single plan with all features included, which really isn't many, but you're paying for the high transparency. So all things considered, in terms of value, I'd pick between NordVPN versus Surfshark. They'll give you the best bang for your buck. Just don't forget to check the links in the description to see the lowest prices possible, or scan this QR code to go straight to the Surfshark page if you're after the most affordable VPN. So all 4 of these VPNs earn their spot on this list for a reason. The main difference between them is just their approaches: open or closed source, privacy first or feature rich, bare bones or full cybersecurity suite. Ultimately, your choice will come down to figuring out what you need from a VPN. If you want the most reliable all-rounder, NordVPN is fast, secure, polished, and works very reliably. If budget is the priority, Surfshark's value is hard to argue with. Proton VPN is for those of you who want maximum transparency, and Mullvad is meant for those who want to stay in anonymous shadows online but don't really care about things like streaming. I hope this helped you pick the right VPN. I mostly use NordVPN right now, and it hasn't let me down in 4 years of use, but if you have your own favorite VPN option, comment below. You'll be helping others choose as well. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.